Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Crucible Chat. Yes, it's Saturday. No, wait, it's Tuesday. Oh, it's a bonus one. Yes, well, it's this time of the week where I can get to talk about whatever the fuck it is I want, and the reason why I'm doing an extra one this week is because I've seen something that's really pissed me off. If you hadn't seen, yesterday it was announced that Mankind Divided, the new Deus Ex game, has a very unique pre-order bonus structure, and it has fucked me off beyond belief. So, what do you get for Mankind Divided? Well, the program is called Augment Your Preorder. Yeah, and basically, it's trying to encourage people to pre-order as much as possible. Fair enough. But what happens? So, you pre-order your game, and you get to choose a pack. There's the first tier, so you get to choose one of 3 packs, like different skin packs for Adam Jensen, the character. Fair enough, a lot of places do that. But then when they get to some arbitrary number, you unlock tier 2, at which point you get to choose either a soundtrack or I think it's a comic book or something like that. Then another arbitrary figure is hit, and you unlock tier 3, which is a mission, like a single mission pack to add to the game. And then you unlock tier 4, you get it's either a digital novella or an art book. And then the last one is to get the games 4 days early. So let's just break this down here. Square Enix want you to pre-order as many copies of the game as possible, get as many people to pre-order the game as possible, and to do that they're putting in Kickstarter-style tiered rewards. Now, what's fucked me off about this, because to be fair, I couldn't really give a shit about it in normal cases, because pre-orders are going to be pre-orders, people are going to buy what they're going to buy. No, what's pissed me off about it is the fact that throughout these 4 tiers, and then the 5th one, when there is multiple things on offer, you get to choose one. You get to choose one of these things. So, like the first one where you have the 3 different sets of character skins for Adam Jensen, you get to pick one of those. When you get the option of the novella or the comic book, the novella or the art book, you can pick one of those. There's only one mission up for grabs. It just smacks of bad faith on the consumers. Because, I mean, I've seen a few people going, hey, this is great, we get to pick our pre-order bonuses. Fuck off! I mean, anybody who thinks this is great is out of their fucking minds. Because it is ridiculous. One, these pre-order bonuses mean fuck all. And I'm really fuck all. I mean, for instance, the soundtrack thing is a soundtrack sampler. It's not the full soundtrack. The fact that it says sampler means it'll be about 10 tracks from the soundtrack. Now, we all know these games, these huge, sprawling, epic RPG games, they're going to have hours worth of music. If I'm going to pay and try and encourage people to pre-order the game to get pre-order bonuses, I want the full fucking soundtrack. Oh, but it gets worse as well, because if you buy the collector's edition, now the collector's edition is the one I would be more inclined to pre-order, because you get a statue with it and you actually get a physical art book. But if you buy the collector's edition, you get everything, so you don't just pick one out of each tier, you get all the tiers, everything that's in it. But, and then there's the big but, if they don't have the pre-order numbers, there is a possibility that you can't get everything in every tier, because it obviously depends on how many pre-orders they get to how many things are unlocked. And this is just, oh god, it smacks of such bad faith, because they're trying to encourage people to share it around social media. As soon as you go into the thing, it goes in. You go in the FAQ, tells you what comes up, and says, how do I guarantee to get more things as well? You just have to rely on pre-order numbers, but you can share it around on social media and get your friends to pre-order it. No, fuck off. You also got to remember, this is Square Enix who are doing this, and this is the company who said that Final Fantasy XIII, I think it was a failure because it only sold 3 million copies or something. Mate, you want to be happy that piece of shit sold 10,000 copies. The same thing where they said Hitman Absolution was a failure because it didn't sell 1 million copies. How many people do you know like a hardcore RPG-style stealth game? I mean, Hitman is a great franchise, but it's never been a huge seller. It's got a core of fans, but it's never bothered Call of Duty at the top of the charts. It's not like Call of Duty or FIFA, which are in the charts year round. Hitman games come out, people buy, it gets near enough the top of the charts every time, but then it drops out after a few weeks because there is a core fan base who play it. And those core fan base buy it early and don't buy it throughout the rest of the year. And this is the issue here. Square Enix are so fucking bent out of shape about sales figures and trying to get return on investment that they're doing cagey shit like this. And you just know this game, for all intents and purposes that I can see, doesn't have a season pass, but you can guarantee that at some point all of these things will become available as DLC to download for an exorbitant fee for what they actually are. It's just, you know what, for me, I mean, I pre-order, and I've talked about pre-orders and pre-order bonuses a lot in Crucible chat. I do pre-order games, but when it's of benefit to me, not somebody else. I pre-ordered Call of Duty Black Ops 3 so I could play the beta, and it turns out I really fucking love that game, so I'm going to buy it. I pre-ordered Bloodborne Nightmare Edition because you got some really fucking cool physical items with it. I've pre-ordered the fucking Fallout 4 Pip-Boy Edition because I want a fucking Pip-Boy. I am not pre-ordering Mankind Divided for the potential to get some arbitrary DLC, which doesn't matter. The fact that, as well, they've cut a mission out of the game to put as DLC, I hate that. I absolutely hate that. I don't mind when stuff gets cut near the end of development. Like, if stuff gets cut near the end of the development and it's a case of, like, maybe 6 months down the line, you go, actually, you know what, we've sold enough copies, we'd actually like to release this, it'll give you a bit more complete view of the story. Here you go, here's a DLC for a $5. They did that, From Software did that in Dark Souls with the Artorias of the Abyss expansion. It was a level that was cut late on in the game because they couldn't get everything finished, and then they released it later on down the line when they re-released it for the PC, and they had the time to redevelop it to make sure it worked fine, and it was great, and it's the best value DLC I've ever bought, because for the simple fact is it added about 10 hours to the game. That is how mission packs should be done. They should not be in the planning stage working out where the game's going to go. You go, okay, you got your first mission, your last mission, then missions in between. I tell you what, here, give me the Stanley knife, we're going to cut that mission out, we're going to pull it to the side, and we're going to give that as a pre-order DLC bonus. But hey, you know, if we don't sell enough pre-orders, I'm sure that though the pros down there who are playing the game, they will be able to just spend their disposable income on this one fucking mission. And you never know, there's probably going to be some key fucking plot details involved with it as well. Because guaranteed, when they do a DLC mission like that, it's usually reserved for the second half to maybe the last third of the game, when things are getting hard and they go, oh, have a new challenge, play this extra mission. And then whoop-de-doo, it's a fucking big mission with some big story points that were cut out of the main game. It drives us fucking mental. Because I can guarantee you as well, when you play that game, where this mission should sit, there will be a plot hole. There will be a really big fucking plot hole. Like, Jensen will appear somewhere where you didn't expect him to because that mission in the middle was like a transient one to get him from A to B. You know, it'll be something like that. Or there'll be some reference made in the last third of the game which references this mission that isn't in there. Oh, I'm getting really angry about this one. But yeah, it is just so cynical. It is not right. And I wish companies... I mean, to be fair, even Ubisoft and EA aren't as bad as this for pre-order DLC anymore. Yeah, they do the skin packs and all that, and they do extra missions and what have you, but they're not as cynical as this. They're not as cynical going, hey, we've got this great game coming out next year. Please tell your friends about it. Please tell your friends about it. Then you can have more and more shit. And it's not even like you get, like, you don't get download code specially for it. It's just simply you get a code in the day one edition of the game, which lets you log into the Augment Your Reality or Augment Your Preorder site, and then get the download code. So it's not like anything's tailored for you ahead of time. You then have to go in and get all this stuff. And it also then doesn't even give you the option to pay more to get the stuff that isn't included in your particular loadout. I'm sorry, it's just wrong. And people should be voting with their wallets on this kind of thing, because Square Enix shouldn't be allowed to get away with kind of fleecing people like this. I mean, I'll put a link in the description to the Augment Your Preorder website. Go and have a look and just see how cynical it is. I am really, really against this, and I was actually going to pre-order Mankind Divided. I was going to pre-order the Collector's Edition. But I'm really giving it second thought right now, because at the end of the day, I mean, I wanted the Adam Jensen statue, and I wanted the art book, and the steelbook version of the game. I don't give a shit about DLC stuff, but I don't want to contribute to this. I don't want to... It's the same reason why I'm not buying Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain. I don't want to contribute to the idea that they've put microtransactions in the multiplayer portion of the game. You know, it's probably an amazing game, and Mankind Divided is probably going to be an amazing game. But I don't want to condone this kind of behaviour by giving them my money. And I know one voice doesn't make a difference, and Square Enix don't really care if I don't pre-order the game or not. But it's a principle thing now, and it's getting to the point where I will pre-order games if I'm getting a benefit. Not for anybody else's benefit, but just for my own. But I don't know what can be done. Nothing can be really done here, because Square Enix will just find some other way to do it. They'll do something for Final Fantasy 15. Something ridiculous like, hey, get the whole second half of the game if you pre-order now, and shit like that. Or hey, you know that Final Fantasy 7 remaster that we've been teasing you with for years, or the remake? Yeah, well, you know, if you don't pre-order that, you don't get Tifa. You don't get Barrett. Pre-order now to get Cloud's Buster Sword. Otherwise, he's got to use a fucking wet noodle for most of the game until you find something better. I mean, come on! This is wrong! Anyway, that's my little rant for the day, so I hope you enjoyed this. If you do, please do leave a like and subscribe. Let me know what you think below in the comments. And I'll see you on Saturday for our regularly timed Crucible chat. For now though, thank you for watching, and good night.